we've been tiptoeing it feels so free to finally be able to talk about this, right? I mean, 1MDB is, I mean, a lot of people have credited it as being like the final massive straw that broke the camel's back, but we've been reporting about it for like years, and we got suspended for it even. It's so freeing to be able to talk about it, don't you think?
That is right in a certain way, but we've been talking about 1MDB for the longest time.
But we've been tiptoeing around certain things.
We've had to.
Yeah.
We had to tiptoe, but we, for the most part, we've tried to say what matters.
Yeah, and I mean this whole pullout is a timeline of that for reports from 2015, including things about, you know, how Jho Low was the puppet master, questions to the board. But you went through, with great difficulty, of the AG's declassified report. Was there anything new in that? Because when I read it, I could understand some of it, but the terms are a bit much. I mean, like, was there anything really new that we didn't know about?
A lot of it, if you go through, is actually very helpful.
Yeah.
Because they went into the details, and a lot of it actually, if you had followed what 1MDB was about in our paper, and also what has been reported in the foreign media, you actually know quite a bit of it already.
All right.
But the details that you can get from the AG's report is because they actually went and asked a lot of people. They went through documents, and one simple example is when they asked 1MDB for certain documents, simple documents like bank statements.
Yeah.
That actually you can easily
Just
get
ask the
it.
bank,
Yeah, just
yeah.
ask the bank. But they couldn't even produce that, and those kind of details actually you can see from the AG's report, and yeah.
You got an inkling that something wasn't there, was it? Things were just like going missing. And the question that we brought up in our timeline was, where's the board in all of this? A board is supposed to be your second net, isn't it? It's supposed to be the ones who are holding everybody else accountable. And we did ask what happened to the board.
Actually, to be fair, if you go through the AG's report, it does mention the board actually raised a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And the AG's report would show that the management just disregarded a lot of it.
Just
So,
shut them down. Just
I
like
wouldn't
ignored
say-
it completely.
Yeah, basically, for instance, the board wanted the money back from those islands
Yeah.
instantly, and none of the money actually came back.
And nobody said anything? Nobody did anything?
Actually, everyone in did say something.
Corporate Malaysia kind of knew, actually. Anytime you talk to them, they knew that it was a black hole. They just threw money in and nothing ever came back. But it was just disregarded.
Actually, it's very interesting, especially if you go through the declassified report, because it actually shows, it tells you what the money was supposed to have been raised for, what actually happened to the money, and then what happened in between, and actually what kind of returns do you actually get. For instance, I think the 5 billion first loan from mBank,
Which started it all.
Which started it all. You need to, well, you got only 4+ billion at the start, because it needed to be issued at a discount. That and at the end of 30 years, you need to pay more than 13 million. So it's and
It's not structured well, or it was just like a
yeah,
bad loan.
it's precisely, and the AG did say that a lot of the you're not getting the kind of returns for the expensive loans that they've taken.
And then, of course, the person with the fingerprints all over it, whose name appears on no paperwork, who's constantly said that he's a scapegoat because you blame the Chinaman who blows money on booze, is Jho Low. And
His money does come out.
Yes.
He is. There was a predecessor, the Terengganu Investment
Yes.
Authority.
Oh yeah,
TIA.
that was with him, right?
Yes, and because when you say he doesn't appear on paper,
Yeah.
something like Good Star Limited appears
Okay,
on
yes,
paper,
fine.
and there is trail that he is the beneficial owner.
But he does seem to paint himself as a scapegoat.
Well, everyone's entitled to say something.
What he spent it on was another thing entirely. Paintings.
Oh, he
yachts.
says that he says those money is his own money, right?
At the end of all of this, right? At the end of all our reporting, will we get any of this money back?
We certainly hope so. That's what Dr. M and the current ruling government said. I mean, that's one of their promises, right?
But the way it's looking, we're going to be unraveling all of this for a while.
It depends. Things are moving quite quickly, and it's only been how long?
A week.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So
So
you're
a lot
hopeful?
of things are happening. I'm hopeful.
Okay.
Of course, we'll be watching.
For more on the stories, pick up a copy of The Edge Weekly at all good newsstands.